underway, and we have our national anthem. All right, so that we had the warm up. Now we're the real. Well, now we're gonna have the real deal, right? Okay. All right, we'll give them two chances, right? Okay, looks like they're ready now. So, all right, and we are ready to play baseball here. So again, we appreciate you joining us here on TurkPride.tv. My name is Dan Beller. I'm your host. I'm joined along with my co-host Matthew McClintock, our student
Howdy.
producer. Matthew, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good, good. And a little. I actually was a little surprised. Didn't think we were going to get our game in today. It rained fairly steadily most of the morning. Then it led up towards midday, and here we are. The field looks a little damp out there, but we're going to play some baseball. So, all right. And our opponents today, boy, it's going to be kind of the proverbial David versus Goliath. Our hometown Turks are playing their nemesis, the Archbishop Murphy Wildcats. I'm looking at the Cascade Conference standings here as far as boys baseball is concerned. Archbishop Murphy comes in with a conference record of 3-0, overall record of 7-1, and the Turks find themselves in a 2-3 overall position, 1-2 in the conference. So, be interesting to see how the Turks match up against the Wildcats here today. So, they're just getting their final warm-ups, and we'll be underway in just a couple of minutes. We want to mention a couple of our partners here on TurkPride.tv, our title partners, Sky Valley Inc. They provide TurkPride.tv crew with great polo shirts, custom screen printing, or vinyl banners or lettering. Reach out to Carrie Fulcher at skyvalleyinc@gmail.com or click their banner on the TurkPride.tv website. And SYB, Sultan Youth Turks Basketball. Big thanks to SYB. Without their support, we could not have gotten our brand new scoreboard. Their financial contribution to help cover the cost of installing our new homemade scoreboard solution, which is fantastic. All right, so final warm-ups are underway here. Oh yes, we had our speed jugs gun here the last game, but I don't have it right now. So we'll see. I don't know if that's something that we're going to have. All right, the final toss is here, and we will be underway. So Starting on the hill tonight for the hometown Turks is going to be number 24, Timmy Lewis, the left-hander. It's our first time seeing Timmy. Derek Trobaugh, number 2, leading things off for the Wildcats. Wildcats in their away dark, bright crimson red with white pants, and the Turks dressed in their all white home unis. And we are just about underway for the first pitch here. The Turks and the Wildcats. Lewis delivers, and it's low, ball 1. And I hear the starter gun going off in the distance there. Anybody pick up on that? We have a track meet going on again. Oh, and hits lifted deep to left field. Back. And makes the catch. Woo, he had to retreat a ways there, Higgs. He was running out of real estate there, Matthew, but he made it. Yeah. So good contact by the first hitter, Trobaugh, but stays inside the park for out number 1. And number 13, Austin Hauk, comes in for the Wildcats. Lewis delivers. Low, ball 1. Strike 1. Nice pitch by Lewis on the outside corner. Two balls, 1 strike. Ooh, Lewis is nibbling on the outside corner there, but just missed outside. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And steps out. Inside, ball 4. So Lewis gives up the first base on balls. And 13, Hauk is going to trot down to first base safely. And the Wildcats have their first base runner here in the top half of the first inning. And next is going to be up is Cole Kalon, I guess is Kalon. Okay, so Cole Kalon, number 21 for the Wildcats, steps in with his teammate Hauk at first base, getting a decent lead there. Lewis, the left-hander, getting a good vantage point over on first, comes to the plate and hits the outside corner for strike 1. Nice pitch. So, Matthew, we get everything straightened around there? I know we had a little issue with the scoreboard right at the beginning.
Yeah,
Are we doing okay?
Working on it.
Technical difficulties. We apologize for that, folks. For those of you at home, we'll work on that. We'll get that rectified just as quickly as possible. And hit, popped high down the right field line. Charging is the right fielder, makes the play, and the runner retreats back out number 2. So, 3 up, 2 down here so far in the top of the first inning. Jack Johnson, number 6, steps in for the Wildcats, their number 4 hitter. Takes his sign from his coach over on the third baseline and steps into the box. And we're ready to go. Outside. Alex Perigo, our catcher, number 21, just temporarily mishandled that one, but kept it in front of him, and the runner does not attempt to advance. Lewis takes a long look over at first base. Oh, hits a nice inside. So I'm liking the control of the youngster out there, the young left-hander, doing a good job so far this afternoon in painting the corners, as we used to hear that term with the great Greg Maddux of the Atlanta Braves. And Lewis charges unassisted over to first base for out number 3. So 1 hit, 3 outs. Good inning here for the first for the Turks. They're going to be up in their half of the first inning.
Let's say you're driving along in Washington on Highway 2. and you find yourself in Sultan. Better yet, you live here. It's the home of the Turks, by the way. And you realize you haven't had a hot cup of coffee today. That's okay. Just drive east and look for the giant windmill located on the east end of Sultan. Even voted the best coffee in Sky Valley. It's a simple formula. Windmill plus hot coffee equals a happy you. Windmill Espresso, proud sponsor of the Sultan Turks.
All right, we're back. So, Matthew, we get our technical difficulties ironed out?
Still working on it.
Still working on it. Working on it hard there. Apologize again, folks.
It's a new system. We just started using it like this season.
In our HD feed. I mean, you gotta love the quality of the video, though. But still working out a few of the little technical difficulties. But if you're just joining us here, we are in the bottom half of
the first.
Bottom half of the first, and it's 0-0. Turks look good in the first half of the top half of the first inning. Yeah, Lewis looked very sharp, the young left-hander.
Number 21, Alex Perigo.
All right, Alex Perigo, number 21, the catcher, leads things off for the Turks. And on the hill for the Wildcats is going to be number 6, Jack Johnson, the right-hander. 2 balls, no strikes to Perigo, the leadoff batter here for the Turks. Bottom half of the first, no score. Those of you just joining us, Turks looked good in the top half. And see if they can get on the board here. Strike by Johnson. Nice pitch on the lower inside corner.
Well, looks like we got our scoreboard up.
Hey, we are back. 3 balls, 1 strike. To Perigo, battling up there hard as leadoff batter here for the Turks in the bottom half of the first. Oh, and hit by pitch. So Perigo is going to get a free pass down to first base. And hit by pitch. So, hey, it's a runner, right? We'll take it and get somebody on base.
We'll take it.
We'll take it.
Now batting, number 6, River King.
River King, the river dance master, coming in here for the Turks. Seeing if he can move his teammate, Mr. Perigo, over from first base. High, ball 1. Well, we got a nice crowd assembling themselves here, Matthew. I'd say, there's probably 10 times the number of people from when we started, right?
Probably even more than
even more than 10 times.
And we're telling the truth.
It is. It's 10 times the number of people that were here when we got here, which was like 2, right?
Yeah. We're mathematically right.
Mathematically, we are correct, yes. So now I'd say we got a crowd assembling themselves.
You look at the Archbishop crowd, that's
Yeah.
like roughly 5 times as much.
Yeah, exactly.
Start with just 2 over there as well.
All right, River King up there battling hard, 1-1. Perigo on first, takes his lead, being held by the first baseman. And drops a bunt. It's a good one. Pitcher fields, has to take the King over to first and advances Perigo into scoring position at second base.
See if we can get some early points here.
There we go. Yeah, let's see if
Rather
we
than
can
the
get a run
5
across, right?
The 5th inning wonder.
The fifth inning wonder. Is that what you're calling it, Matthew? Or we wait till the fifth inning to score?
It's a name in progress.
It's a name in progress. We're developing that name.
In reference to an earlier game where in the fifth inning we scored all of our points that got us.
Yeah. Well, we like to keep the fans in suspense, right? That's right. Now batting for the Turks, number 22, Elias Lopez. I believe Lopez is playing shortstop today for the Turks. A former TurkPride.tv player of the game. And as we say that, Matthew, we've got to keep our eyes on the game because we will be selecting another player of the game here later on this afternoon.
Kobe Keeler won our previous player of the game, if I remember right.
He did, Kobe Keeler. And then I think I wasn't here, but I believe you said Elias Lopez was the winner prior to that. So inside. Time. And third baseman's going to trot over to the pitcher and talk about things. Yeah, we're going to bring everybody in here. Looks like the catcher's going to come over. First baseman. And all right, they've had their little convo and they're going to head back. One down, runner at second. Perigo, the catcher, number 21, standing safely at second. Lopez, the shortstop, in the box. 3 balls, no strikes. Strike. A little high, but he got the corner, so we'll 3-1. Perigo goes. Catcher comes up throwing, overthrows it into left field. He's going to come around and score, and the Turks are going to be on the board first today. 1 run. That's encouraging, Matthew. We didn't wait till the 5th inning.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, Turks break the ice first and take a 1-0 lead. Still with only 1 out here in the bottom half of the first inning. So Perigo scores on a steal and throwing error and makes his way around from second to home safely for 1 run for the Turks. Oh, check swing, and got him called third strike on the outside corner.
Now batting, number 2, Eric Turner.
Eric Turner, number 2, steps in for the Turks with now 2 down, bases empty, with a 1-run lead. Ooh, sharply hit, but right to the shortstop for out number 3. But the Turks score first. We head to the top of the second, leading 1-0.
Non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo,
Rico's Pizza, where memories are made.
And we're back.
And we are back. All right. And we're just about ready with the warm-up tosses. And looks like going to step in, lead things off for the Wildcats. It's going to be number 5, Brandon King, here in just a moment.
And for YouTube listening, this is not ABC by the Jackson 5. Do not strike us for the 20 beautiful cents we would have earned.
Yeah, exactly. Dave said, yeah, like 7 cents. I'm costing us like 7 cents by having PA music. So,
As long as it isn't overlaid, I think we're good.
is it okay? It's just background stuff, right? There you go.
Strike.
Strike.
Seems we have solved our previous technical difficulty. The score is now going to us this time.
Hey, there we go. Yes, I remember before we had it backwards. So that is right. That is not a misprint, ladies and gentlemen. Turks are up
Yeah.
here after 1-0.
Two balls, one strike.
All right. So yes. All right, and that
The
gun you hear in the
ever-present
yeah, that gun you
Turk.
hear in the background. We want to be sure, everybody, there is no problems here. That is the starter pistol, shooting blanks for the track meet that's going on just behind us here at Sultan High School. So, no need to be alarmed.
The annual tradition of telling the audience.
Yeah, exactly. Don't freak out. Everything is fine.
Every 20
nothing.
minutes.
Nothing. Everybody is fine. So all is
We're
good.
all right here now. Thank you.
We
How
are.
you?
All is good. Lewis delivers and popped foul out of
Right
play.
away the gate.
Yeah.
Oh, just
Over in
narrowly
the
missed their
pitcher's
bus.
warm-up area. Yeah, I did. But they all squeezed into that little tiny bus. It's not a very big bus. For those of you that don't know, Archbishop Murphy is a private Catholic high school that is in the Mill Creek, South Everett area, not too geographically too far from here, actually. And,
Took my SATs up there.
Did you? And a walk. So Lewis gives up walk to the leadoff batter, King. That's going to bring in number 1, Alan Resum. Aiden Van Resum. There we go. It's always tough first time I go through these names. They have some pretty challenging names on their team here. So Lewis looks the runner back, comes to the plate, high. Perigo gets up quickly so the ball doesn't get past him to the screen.
Van, as in European royalty.
Yes, yes.
I remember hearing Beethoven got in trouble because Van Beethoven is in his name. He is not noble.
Ah,
Don't tell him that.
shh, that's right. Won't tell anybody. 2 balls, no strikes. Ooh, hit sharply right down the first base line into right field. Runner turns at second. And batter will hold. So we're going to have runners on the corners, first and third, no outs here in the bottom half of the second. It's going to bring up number 33, Gabe Feliciano.
No outs. That's a little disconcerting.
What's that, Matthew?
There are no outs yet. That's a little disconcerting.
Yeah, yeah. So, Lewis, he's got himself in a little bit of a jam here. Let's see how the youngster handles himself. He needs some ground balls, needs to get some ground outs. And obviously he wants to get out of here unscathed, but even if they were to give up 1 run, wouldn't be the end of the world here this early on. Outside. However, what you don't want to do is start walking people. That's the worst thing you can do to yourself. Make them hit the ball. Make your team play defense. Try to keep the ball down, though.
Don't want to have to work your way out of bottleneck.
No. There we go. Oh! Darn it! That's what you were looking for, was that ground ball, but it was hit sharply right at the third baseman, and just could not handle it. That was Eric Turner, just a little too hot to handle for Eric.
Tied it up.
Yes, Joshua Santiago steps in, number 30 for the Wildcats. Oh, squares to bunt. Ball gets by Perigo. Everybody's going to advance one base. So now we got runners on second and third. Still no outs for the Wildcats. You know, Matthew, we talk of this a lot when we play the private schools and so forth, as far as that there's some inherent, I think, disadvantage in that they can get a new crop of kids every year and go out and attract new kids to come to their schools. Where in a public school, you know, typically hit hard, straight away. It's going to be left field, left center. Oh! Makes a diving stab at it, and it gets past him, rolls to the screen. Center fielder comes over. 1 run scores. Coming around, 2 are going to score, and he's going to have a stand-up double with 2 RBIs. So, just like that, Turks' 1-run lead now turns into a 2-run deficit as the Wildcats lead 3-1 here in the top half of the second.
What were we talking about? Inherent disadvantage?
Yeah, something about inherent disadvantage is what I was saying, you know. Again, in a public school, you pretty much will see the same players year after year as they work their way through the grades and so forth. But private schools, you can see completely different kids every year as kids transfer into those schools and so forth. So a lot more fluid than we typically would see in a traditional public school like we have here at Sultan. Hit sharply, but a slow roller to the shortstop. Comes up throwing hard. Lopez comes up. Keeler comes up the line and makes the tag for out number 1. And the runner advances over to third. So we got 1 down. Runner at third. Wildcats leading 3-1. Trobaugh comes in, number 2, the leadoff hitter for the Wildcats. Popped high, called off by Turner, the third baseman. Comes into the infield, makes the catch unassisted for out number 2.
I thought that was coming towards us. I did not see where that was going.
My former producer, Ben, he used to be when he first started, it was just, every time the ball would come back to the screen, he would jump.
Ailes?
It was funny. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I missed that guy.
Yeah, Ben, he was a great guy. And he used to be as jumpy as could be. The ball would come back to the screen. Finally, after a couple of years, he got to where he was, it didn't bother him too much. And hit down towards the shortstop. Lopez fields it, throws over to Keeler at first with a stretch, and out number 3. But the Wildcats score 3. We're going to make our way to the bottom half of the second. Turks trailing 3-1.
Let's say you're driving along in Washington on Highway 2, and you find yourself in Sultan. Better yet, you live here. It's the home of the Turks, by the way. And you realize you haven't had a hot cup of coffee today. That's okay. Just drive east and look for the giant windmill located on the east end of Sultan. Even voted the best coffee in Sky Valley. It's a simple formula. Windmill plus hot coffee equals a happy you. Windmill Espresso, proud sponsor of the Sultan Turks.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, narcisetto gino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo,
Rico's Pizza, where memories are made.
Now batting, number 9, Riley Strauss.
All right, Riley Strauss, number 9, leading things off for the Turks. And hits a slow roller to the second baseman. Pumps twice over to first for out number 1.
Kobe Keeler up next.
Yes, he is.
Number 11, Kobe Keeler.
TurkPride.tv player of the game last time, Kobe Keeler, right? Kobe was our pitcher last time. He's playing first base today. He's just a freshman. He is a big kid. Very nice young man, too. Enjoyed talking with him briefly last week. Swing. I mean, it's got a big swing, though. Kobe has a very open stance. And for such a big, tall kid like that, that does make it, gives you a pretty big wide strike zone. Kind of a looping swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Low. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out on Keeler, the first baseman. Outside, and Keeler, nice patient at bat there, and he gets a walk, and he'll trot down to first base, and Turk's got a base runner here in their half of the second.
Number 27, Jack Hamilton.
Jack Hamilton, number 27. Matthew, I think we might have 15 times the number of people that we started with now. What do you think?
Sounds about right.
About right? 15 times. Mickey, we're up to 15 times the number of people now. Low, ball 1. It is an overcast day, kind of chilly. Check the phone here and see what we got for a game time temperature. But it showing 52 degrees right now here at Sultan High School. Fouled off the screen on the first baseline. We appreciate you joining us here on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan athletics. The girls are over in South Whidbey today, Matthew, over playing the Falcons over there, so we wish them the best of luck. And executive producer Diamond Dave Moon is over at the track meet, is what he said. So.
Help us with our scoreboard problem.
Yeah, that's right. He did tell us, thank you, Dave, for making us aware. Chopped foul down the third baseline. Yeah, Dave made us aware of our early technical difficulties, but those are all rectified now. We're good.
We're all good.
And unfortunately, the score is on the right teams, right? It is 3-1. Sultan is trailing 3-1. And the bottom half of the second. But it's been an entertaining game so far. Offense on both sides.
Relatively quick.
Yeah, it's moving along pretty well. And up the line, safe. So Keeler, the big freshman, actually makes it in under the slot, under the tag there, and we got. It was correct. It was like a barrel roll.
Number 24, Timmy Lewis.
Timmy Lewis, our pitcher. Now it's interesting. Mr. Lewis throws left-handed, but he bats right-handed. Oh, and a pass ball. Keeler's going to move on, scoot his way down to third base. Now we got runners. Got a runner at third base with 2 outs. So we got an opportunity here, Matthew, to see if we can get another run pushed across. And Lewis hits a slow roller to the shortstop, charging, comes up throwing, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So the Turks threaten, but do not score. We go to the top of the third. Turks trailing 3-1.
Let's say you're driving along in Washington on Highway 2, and you find yourself in Sultan. Better yet, you live here. It's the home of the Turks, by the way. And you realize you haven't had a hot cup of coffee today. That's okay. Just drive east and look for the giant windmill located on the east end of Sultan. Even voted the best coffee in Sky Valley. It's a simple formula. Windmill plus hot coffee equals a happy you. Windmill Espresso, proud sponsor of the Sultan Turks.
All right, and we're back, making our way to the third inning in a pretty, Matthew, like you talked, it's a pretty rapidly moving game. Things are clicking right along here. I mean, here we are only 33 minutes in, and we're in the third inning.
Right over top.
Can he get it? Oh! Perigo makes a stab at it, but it takes kind of a wicked spin and just unable to hang on. And there's the starter pistol going off in the distance again. Nikki, do we happen to know who was against on the what was the track meet with today? We'll attempt to find out for you. Cedar Park was one of the teams. Okay. Cedar Park, Granite Falls. All right. 1 ball, 1 strike here in the top of the third. Popped up. And Keeler's going to get an opportunity here. The first baseman. Oh! All right. So that's 2 opportunities here. 2 opportunities for an out. And both Perigo and Keeler have been unable to come down with it. So that's frustrating when you get those opportunities. Batting for the Wildcats is number 21, Cole Cowlin. Outside. And slapped at it, hit right to the second baseman. And he gets him. River King makes the play cleanly at second over to Keeler for out number 1. Number 6, the pitcher, Jack Johnson, hard-throwing right-hander, steps in for the Wildcats. Lewis delivers and slapped to the shortstop this time. Lopez picks it up, throws over to Keeler, and he's got him. Nice job by Keeler, that big tall. It's nice to get a big tall target out there that can stretch and retrieve those. And we've got out number 2.
See if we can squeeze one more out. And the starter pistol off again.
Yes, the starter pistol in the distance. We got to keep reminding people, if you happen to be picking that up on our broadcast, that is just the starter pistol from the track meet that's going on immediately behind us. Outside, just missed. Ball 2, low. Squares to bunt. Oh, bunts, but fouled on the third base line. 2 balls, 1 strike. So we haven't heard anything recently from our executive producer, Mr. Moon. Evidently things must be going well.
On both ends?
On our both ends, from our broadcast and his both, because we haven't heard from our esteemed leader lately. Diamond Dave, if you're out there, send us a text. Let us know how we're doing over here on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. High from Lewis. 3-1. And that's low. Ball 4. So with 2 down, Lewis gives up a walk. That's not really what you want to do right there, but so far no damage. This is going to bring up number 33, Gabe Feliciano. Or no, pardon me. I'm sorry, Feliciano's on deck. Aiden Van Rensen's going to step in. Oh. Hi from Diamond Dave. Dave says hi. We say hi back to you, Dave. We've got a good game going on here. Turks trailing 3-1 here in the top half of the third. And starter pistol in the distance. High. Oh, that's outside. Nice recovery and adjustment by Perigo. Inside, nice nice stop again by Perigo, keeping the ball in front of him. Lewis working hard out there, trying to nibble at the edges. See if he can get that third and final out. Makes that slow toss over to first base and runners safely back. Oh, that's a good looking pitch right there, right on the outside corner. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the third for the Turks. And foul down the first base line. No play. And back. Oh, ball 4. Runner was going to go, but it's ball 4, so it's a moot point. He's going to go ahead and make his way down to second. So now, Matthew, you've had 2 outs. Base is empty. Now you've got 2 outs with runners at first and second. So, you just got to get yourself out of this inning without giving up any more runs. You still got a very close game. I mean, we're only a 2-run game, but what you don't want to have
Don't
them.
want to let up any more runs.
Yeah, you want the break. You don't want to let this thing get to 5-1 or 6-1, and then it gets out of hand on you. And Feliciano, big swing straight away center, though. Got a beat on it and makes the catch for out number 3. So the Turks come away unscathed. They still trail 3-1 heading to the bottom half of the third.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, ma ci settuato cibo d'amor, delle belle turbando il riposo.
Rico's Pizza, where memories are made.
Music in the monitors. All right, we are back in the bottom half of the third.
Caleb Webb.
Caleb Webb, number 1, stepping in for the Turks, leading things off here in the bottom half of the third inning. Oh, that was about as close as we're ever going to get one here into the press box. That's pretty close. Wasn't too far.
Looks like he's been trying to get the balls into the track meet.
Yeah, that was just kind of a looping, kind of a soft foul that just careened over the top of the
I've
screen
been
here.
able to catch that.
It was about 15 feet to the left of where we're seated right now. Oh, swing, drop, third strike. Catcher's got to get over there and make that throw. And he gets him in time. Out number 1.
Now batting number 21, Alex Farrago.
And the catcher, number 21, Perigo. He's played well behind the plate today. Scored our one and only run for the Turks. Ball 1. And the starter pistol goes off in the background again. Oh, hit sharply. Nice hit by Perigo straight away. Center field, and he's going to get a stand-up single. So a nice shot for Perigo there. And again, we do welcome all of you, our fans, any of you joining us from Archbishop Murphy High School, or obviously here from the hometown Turks. Welcome to TurkPride.tv. Hope you enjoy today's game just as much as we enjoy bringing it to you on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. River King, the second baseman, number 6, steps in for the Turks. His teammate, Mr. Perigo, taking a lead at first. Outside, ball 1. And we need to remember again that TurkPride.tv is brought to us courtesy of the Tech Club. And Matthew, I know you. How many years have you been a member of the Tech Club? 4 years? 3 years?
3 years.
3 years. So obviously you enjoyed it because you keep coming back, right? Oh, there we go. Fouled straight back at our vantage point here. And King steps in again. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Outside, low, ball 2. So Matthew, you were a senior this year, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So looking forward to being done with school or not?
No.
No. I was like, no, I got to go out in the real world.
I mean, don't exactly enjoy being here, but
you
at least here I know what's happening and what's going to happen.
And King slaps one down the third base line there between third and short, and that's going to move Perigo over to second. So, yeah. Now, Matthew, the only thing you got to promise me is we got to train up somebody because I'm losing you next year. So we got to train up somebody.
Number 22.
You have some fresh blood coming in. Sultan could be up for baseball.
Zoltan could be the man.
Yeah, he was our producer.
He
a couple months
was,
ago.
yeah. But
I was showing him some of the ropes.
Yeah, we got to get.
knowing the commercials well enough to know when to start them, when to stop 'em.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, kind of important stuff like that, right? Perigo goes. All right, so now we got runners at the corners with 1 out. So a big RBI opportunity here for Lopez, our shortstop, and they're going to chat about it. The Wildcats are going to chat about it just a little bit. All right. Pitcher's got runners at the corners. First and third, 1 down for the Turks. Bottom of the third, steps off the rubber. So Turks with a big opportunity here, Matthew. We get right back in this game. A long single could potentially score 2 right here and tie this thing up. So Lopez with a big opportunity high and inside. 2-0. And a walk works here as well. So we just want to get another base runner, keep moving people around. Turks again with an excellent opportunity to draw even closer here in what has been a very tight, very entertaining game thus far this afternoon. Yeah, steps off the rubber, and River King dives back successfully. Inside. 3-0. 3-0, so he's going to be taking here all the way. They got to throw him a strike. He'll take here and he'll get a walk. Or we'll go to 3-1. And there's the taking for the strike. So now he'll have the green light to swing. Runners at the corners. Strike. Ooh, big pitch by the young man. So we got a full count now with 1 out. And Lopez, the senior, let's see how he responds here. It's a big pressure situation. And there he delivers right down the first base line. That's going to score 1. We're going to have runners at the corners when it's all said and done in this thing. And we're going to switch people around, push another one across, and Mr. Perigo scores for the second time this afternoon, and the Turks pull within 1, 3-2. So, Matthew, a little different than the games we've been seeing. We're seeing scoring earlier and more evenly distributed, right?
Yeah, neither team has a large advantage over the other. It's been relatively equal.
Yeah, they've just been kind of battling back and forth here. And again, Turks aren't done, only 1 out. Here again, still with runner at third. Now it's River King standing at third base, so an opportunity to push another one across. See if we get this thing tied up after 3. Takes strike 1. Ooh, wow. You. That's the reason we stand behind the screen. Is that particular?
That ball, did that go into their dugout?
No, I think it hit down low, but it hit something pretty hard
Yeah,
down there.
I saw them like.
Yeah, it that came pretty quick. Runner's going to go, but they won't make a play on him because they don't want to allow that man to come in from third base. That's kind of a gimme pass there. So now we got runners at second and third with 1 out. So again, big opportunity here for the Turks to really get themselves right back in this game. That's ball. 2-2. Full count. This is getting good. This is getting good. Full count. Runners second, third, down by 1. Eric Turner. Oh, swing and a miss. All right. So now everybody goes on contact. You don't need to worry about tagging up or anything. So we're just going to see if we make some contact, get a single, a long single here to easily score 2 and give the Turks the lead. But again, that's sometimes easier said than done. Riley Strauss, number 9, steps in for the Turks. High, ball 1. So what do you think, Matthew? We're going to score one more here in this inning? We're going to push one more across?
It'll be hard, but it's possible.
All right, we'll see. And he takes strike 1. 1-1, 2 down, bottom of the third. Turks trailing 3-2. Runners on second and third. Inside, 2-1.
It's in a very precarious situation.
Yeah, we'll see how Johnson, the Wildcats pitcher, if he can get himself out of this jam.
Not a lot of places he can hit where someone isn't in the harm's way.
Yep. Fouled back.
Other than their houses.
Other than the windows to their house, right?
Baseball 101. How many of the neighbors' windows can you break?
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if your homeowner's insurance is more expensive if you live next to a school ball field. Chances for the number of claims for broken windows and damaged roofs for houses that live next to a high school baseball field. Inquiring minds want to know, right?
We got a super full count going here.
2 and 2 outs. Oh, now we are full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Turks trailing by 1. And the starter pistol goes off in the distance again at our track meet. Immediately behind us. That's low, ball 4. So it's going to load up the bases. And Keeler, the young freshman, the big freshman first baseman, is going to step in with an opportunity to be a hero and bring a few more of his teammates in. So they're going to talk. I think we're going to have a pitching change here, possibly. Maybe not. No, maybe Coach is just going to talk over with his young pitcher out there. Yeah, he's going to stick with the young man. All right. So hang on, Matthew. Here we go, all right? Kobe Keeler, our TurkPride.tv player of the game the last time we broadcast. And again, the young man's got a chance to break this thing wide open here.
Final countdown of this inning.
Of this inning, I know. It's like, well, we got to save that for the 7th, though. We got to. That's a ball. And Coach Leverett called me with a special request for the music between the 5th inning also, too. He called me the other day. He said, you got to be sure you play this song. It's like, okay. Strike 1-1. It's a tough situation for a young man. A lot of pressure out there. So let's see how that freshman handles things. Oh, it's slapped right up the middle. It's going to, but he makes the force play at second. And they strand 3. We go to the top of the 4th. Turks pull within 1, 3-2.
Let's say you're driving along in Washington on Highway 2 and you find yourself in Sultan. Better yet, you live here. It's the home of the Turks, by the way. And you realize you haven't had a hot cup of coffee today. That's okay. Just drive east and look for the giant windmill located on the east end of Sultan. Even voted the best coffee in Sky Valley. It's a simple formula. Windmill plus hot coffee equals a happy you. Windmill Espresso, proud sponsor of the Sultan Turks.
All right, we make our way to the top of the fourth. Santiago is going to lead off for the Wildcats. And Lewis on the mound. First pitch for a strike. So, Matthew, we got a pretty good game going on here.
Yeah, fairly cinematic, if you would.
Oh, wow. Hit deep, deep, deep down the left field line. It's going to stay in. Goes all the way to the wall. And he gets a stand-up double. That's a nice hit by Santiago. I mean, when that left his bat, you knew that one was going to go a long, long ways, but it did stay inside. But they get a leadoff double. High ball. So we'll see how Lewis responds with that runner, leadoff runner, sitting out there at second base. So far, the young man's control has been good. He really hasn't walked too many today. Been impressed with the young left-hander. Takes a look, comes to the plate, outside, and that's ball four. So just like that, Matthew, the Wildcats get a leadoff double and a walk, no outs. So Lewis has got to be careful. We want to keep this game close as it currently is, but I just want to be sure the Turks can keep this thing close. It's been a very entertaining game thus far. Square to bunt. Down the third base line. It's a good-looking bunt right there. That's going to be tough. Everybody's going to be safe. Oh! Safe. Everybody comes back. That was laid down nicely. Perigo charged down the third base line, got to it, but just not in time to even attempt to throw down to first base. So everybody's safe. Bases loaded. No outs. All right, Perigo gets underneath him, but he recovers quickly. No attempted advancement by the runners. Again, with no outs, they're not going to try to do something silly here and risk getting an unnecessary out. They're going to take their chances, let their batters hit, and see what comes of it. Coming home, and he gets him at home with the force. That's the nice thing when you have the bases loaded. All you have to do is touch the base. You don't have to tag the runner. So that makes it a little easier for the catcher, and Perigo makes that for out number one. But the bases are still loaded. So Calnon, is that Calnon? Ball goes to the screen, but he's going to recover quickly enough. If you've never been here at Sultan High School, the area behind the catcher is not that far. So again, it would take a pretty adventurous runner to try to score on a pass ball. But I have seen it happen before. But again, it's not a hugely expansive area between the playing field and the screen. Framing that in, but high. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. So Lewis has got himself in a pickle here. He needs to get out with some good pitching. There we go. That's a good looking pitch right there. 3-1. Had to have that one. Don't want to walk in a run here. and hit sharply to right field. Retreating, makes the catch. Runners are going to tag. They'll score 1, and it's going to go to 4-2 Archbishop. So now we got runners at the corners with 2 down. Murphy leading 4-2. And the pitcher, number 6, Jack Johnson. It'll be interesting to see if Mr. Johnson returns next inning or not. He struggled a little bit last inning, but did get himself out of a tough spot, relatively unscathed. Fouled. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners at the corners for the Wildcats. Lewis makes a play over to first. Lewis takes a long look at his count. Comes the plate, runner goes. Yep, you're not going to make a play on him because your man's going to then run from third and score. So throw back to the pitcher. Second and third, still 2 outs. 1 and 2 on the batter. High. And starter pistol goes off as the track meet continues behind us.
What a time to shoot, dude! Right in the middle of the throw.
Yeah.
They're doing
Isn't
it
that
on
kind of like
purpose.
golf where you're supposed to be quiet when the guy's putting? Shh, quiet. The starter pistol goes off. Outside. And it's going to get a free pass. Now, it doesn't cost him a run because first base was open, but now it gives you a force at every base. So
Reminds me of that heckler from Happy Gilmore.
yeah, yeah, exactly. All right. Little conversation out here at the mound. Going to bring everybody in. You got bases loaded, 2 down. You're just looking for a ground out and touch the closest base and get out of this inning and keep it within 2. Matthew, why don't we take this opportunity to recognize a few of our fine sponsors here on TurkPride.tv.
Well, we have Sky Valley Inc. They provided our entire TurkPride.tv team with great polo shirts. If you ever need custom screen printing or vinyl banners or lettering, reach out to Carrie Fulcher at skyvalleyinc@gmail.com.
They do very nice work there, Miss Fulcher does. All right, we're back to action. Again, bases loaded. Tough situation for Mr. Lewis. Foul to the screen. Oh and 1. And hit hard. Popped up high. Oh! Little miscommunication. It looked like River King, the second baseman, was going to make that play on that. And then the center fielder came in, and it just was, I don't think they were clear. I think King had a good shot at it, but he kind of gave up on it there at the end, and the center fielder wasn't charging hard enough, and a run scores. So now we got runners at the corners, still with 2 outs.
Now batting number 1, Aiden Van Rensen.
Aiden Van Rensen. Mr. Van Rensen, right, Matthew? Low. And Perigo pops up quickly, and the runners hold at the corners. So, Matthew, a game that was moving along very rapidly now has definitely slowed, the pace has slowed down quite a bit.
Kind of have to try and tie this up.
Yeah. Well,
Got to plan their next moves
a
carefully.
lot more base runners. There's been a lot of base runners, and fortunately they haven't done too much damage, but a lot of hits, a lot of offense so far from both sides, actually, in this game. And looped to King. Oh, he almost had it and just fell off the tail end of his glove. He had to make a little bit of a jump for it, but was not to be. And a run scores. So it's now 6-2. Murphy.
Now batting number 33, Feliciano.
And Feliciano steps in. And they're off at the track meet. At the fair ball. Fair ball just hops over the third base. One run's going to score. And we're going to have runners at second and third when the dust settles on that one. And a score now of 7-2. So big inning here for the Wildcats as they're starting to put some distance between themselves and the hometown Turks. And this has been a long inning, Matthew. It's been a long inning. Seems like Mr. Lewis has been out there for a long time. So still 2 outs. Seems like it's been 2 outs forever. Forever.
Long time.
I'm sure it seemed longer for Mr. Lewis than it has for us out there on the mound saying, like, just give me one more out, man. I just want to get in the dugout and get off the field.
2 years later.
Yes. Yes, just get me out. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Outside. Yes, caught third strike, and finally the inning is over. But the Wildcats do some damage. They lead now 7-2.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo,
Rico's Pizza, where memories are made.
And we're back. Jack Hamilton, number 27, steps in for the Turks, leading things off in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Foul back. Foul. Swing and a miss. And out number 1. So Hamilton goes down as leadoff batter, and it's going to bring up our pitcher. Number 24, Tim Lewis, our pitcher of record today, steps in. Inside ball 1. Strike 1. So 1-1 quickly to Lewis. 1 down here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And off they go over the track meet. Strike. Check swing. Ball. 2-2. Outside. So Matthew, next week is spring break. Any big plans for spring break?
Weekend, head off to Spokane.
Ah, there you go. You got family over there? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Lewis makes his way, trots down to first base.
Now batting number 1, Caleb Webb.
Caleb Webb, number 1, steps in. Yeah, hopefully we get some nice weather. You'll probably get some nice weather heading over east of the mountains. So. Ooh, close. Lewis gets back safely at first base. Play over there again, but it's up the line, and he gets back safely. Getting loud down there. His teammates cheering him on as they keep trying to get Lewis out at first base, but he keeps successfully going underneath. He's going to have a nice dirty jersey here and pants by the end of the night. Strike. Strike again. Matthew, I think I made a final determination. We have 16.25 times as many people as we had at the beginning of the game. That's my estimate. 16.25.
Sounds good.
Sounds about right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. No, actually,
People
we
have
got
migrated from the stands to chairs.
Yeah,
or
they
to
have.
The bench.
Yeah, we got a decent sized crowd here. Again, it's not the greatest day. It is a little chilly out. It's in the low 50s. It's overcast. Now, fortunately, we haven't had any rain during the game. It was raining most of the morning, but the weather has held. It's just overcast, but cool. Chopped foul. And overall, just glad we were able to get this one in because we've had thus far 2 games that have been canceled / postponed or pending postponement or rescheduling, I should say, due to weather. And you got to try to get these games in when you can because you only have so much time to complete the season. Ooh, big curve ball. And it's hit, but high and shallow, and the center fielder comes in and makes the play for out number 2. So we're down to our last out here in the bottom half of the 4th.
Now batting number 21, Alex Perigo.
Alex Perigo, the catcher, who's had a good game. Mr. Perigo's had a good game so far. Scored 2 runs, played good defense behind the plate so far. I think we got to, pardon me, got to definitely consider him in the conversation for TurkPride.tv Player of the Game thus far.
That's what I've been thinking.
Yeah, that's kind of so far. He's played a good game and has, like I said, scored our 2 runs for the Turks so far. And away they go back at the track meet. Strike 1. Back again. Well, they just got to keep Mr. Lewis busy out there at first base. High. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Perigo trying to keep things alive here in the bottom half of the 4th. And pass ball. So Mr. Perigo's on again. So the pace of this game, Matthew's definitely slowed down. Our first 2 innings we completed in about 33 minutes. The next 2 innings, which are not even yet complete, almost an hour. We're getting close to almost an hour. So definitely the number of hits the offense has picked up and the pace of the game has definitely slowed versus the first 2 innings that we saw today. The River Man, the River Master. Popped up high, 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 and the catch made for out number 3. So no runs, no hits. We're going to go to the top of the 5th. Turks trailing 7-2.
Let's say you're driving along in Washington on Highway 2, and you find yourself in Sultan. Better yet, you live here. It's the home of the Turks, by the way. And you realize you haven't had a hot cup of coffee today. That's okay. Just drive east and look for the giant windmill located on the east end of Sultan. Even voted the best coffee in Sky Valley. It's a simple formula. Windmill plus hot coffee equals a happy you. Windmill Espresso, proud sponsor of the Sultan Turks.
And we're back.
And we are back. So we're going to have a new pitcher. Kobe Keeler is going to be coming here. Pardon me. Continuing the last of his warm-up tosses. All right, yes, we are back. So Kobe Keeler, the big right-hander who we saw in our last game, was a pitcher of record and our TurkPride.tv player of the game last time, has moved from first base, which had to swap. Our pitchers and first basemen have swapped positions here. And as we're going to continue on, so Timmy Lewis is going to find himself at first, and Kobe Keeler is going to find himself on the mound as we head our way to the top of the fifth inning. Turks trailing the Wildcats of Archbishop Murphy High School 7-2. All right, and we're underway. Ball one. Dominic Miller leading off for the Wildcats with a really bright fluorescent orange baseball bat. Yeah, like river shoes. Oh, and he hits a sharp one straight away center field for a stand-up double. He's going to, or a stand-up single, excuse me. He's going to make the turn and retreat back safely to first base. So, number 2, Trobaugh steps in, the leadoff hitter for the Wildcats. And again, we'd like to wish our lady softball Turks that are over at South Whidbey today. We hope they're doing well. I don't have a score to pass along to you. Keeler gets a little wild on that one, and we are outside. Runner advances to second. Keeler looks back, steps off the rubber. Keeler comes to the plate, slapped to third base. Oh, get him. Oh, wow. Bobbled it temporarily. You got to look that runner back, Matthew. When that guy's coming from second base to you and you make that play, you got to look him back and make him go back to second base before you make that decision. And he bobbled it and didn't get the out. Then the runner ended up safely at third. So that's can't make those types of mistakes. Oh, nice pitch. Yeah, inside corner. And if you haven't heard the dulcet tones of Diamond Dave Moon, executive producer extraordinaire, he's over at the track meet today, right, Matthew? What's he doing over there?
I don't know. Maybe he's producing it or helping some newbies over there.
Just goofing around, probably. Probably.
Probably.
Probably just goofing around over there, talking somebody's leg off over there. Runner goes. Can't make that play, though, because then the runner advances from third, so that's pretty much a free pass. So you got runners at second and third now. Still no outs for the Turks here in the top half of the fifth, trailing the Wildcats of Archbishop Murphy High School 7-2. Ooh, inside. Pass ball. He's going to come. And he's going to make it safely, and the runner's going to trap down to third. So even though I said that earlier, that the area in foul territory is not that large here at Sultan High School, that the pitch was slightly deflected, and so it rolled quickly but not hard back to the screen. So it didn't bounce back much, and he was able to score. And they're off at the track meet. So now we got a runner just at third with still no outs here in the top of the fifth. So Keeler's struggling a little bit early on here, and as he's taken over on the fifth inning from Mr. Lewis. And a walk. So we got runners at the corners now. And outside. Mickey ordering pizza? Are they delivering it to us? No? Oh, darn. I heard Mickey over here ordering. I thought I heard her ordering pizza. I thought she was going to have pizza delivered here for us or something. You're like my hero.
One can dream.
You know that? I mean, they don't feed us. They don't give us drinks. Like sit in the cold. It's cold. I mean, no here yet? I mean, come on. We've got to talk to executive producer Diamond Dave Moon and get this situation rectified. There we go. Swing and a miss. Foul.
Theoretically, I think we can get food. It's just that there isn't a large break in between innings long enough to get one.
I think that as our executive producer really should take care of that and make sure that his staff is adequately provided for heat, beverages, food.
Not like he's doing anything productive over there.
Foul. Ooh. My phone just went off. I wonder.
Wonder who it is.
All right. Now we know Dave's over there working hard. He's helping out at the track meet today, so we're just giving him a hard time. Okay, there comes the play. Oh, that's way inside. Runners at the corners. Still no outs, though, for Keeler. So he's got himself in a tough spot here. It's going to take a while to work out of this. He's really looking for a double play ball here. Runner goes. And there you go. That's a nice pitch. And he gets the batter. So that helps. Now you got runners at second and third with one down. And Jack Johnson, the pitcher. low and outside, ball 1. So Keeler's still struggling with his control. He's throwing pretty hard, but he's just having a hard time hitting the spots consistently. And I got the inside corner there for a strike. And it's hit sharply to right center. Right fielder comes in, makes the play. Nice play. Runner's tag. Third base comes in and scores. Second moves over to third. And there are 2 down, but it now a 9-2. So with 2 down, you got to start thinking about that 10-run differential and definitely keeping it below. They're within 3 runs of that number right now. But with 2 down, I think we're probably in pretty good shape here to get out of this inning and prolong this past the 5th inning at least. Barrego knocks the ball down in front of him, keeps the ball in front of him. Keeler looks, comes to the plate, squares the bunt up high. That was not a good pitch to try to bunt on. Barrego comes up strong and looks back the runner at third base. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th. Turks trailing 9-2 to the visiting Wildcats of Archbishop Murphy High School. And hit sharply to left center. And that's going to drop. That's going to score 1. It's going to be at least a double. Yeah, it's going to be a stand-up double for the Wildcats. And now it's 10-2. Mr. Van Rensen comes in. Turks looking just to get out the field here and see if they can get some cuts at it in the bottom half of the 5th. Keeler steps off. Nope, nobody home. So Keeler's out there keeping a close eye on that runner at second base. But and they're off. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Just need 1 more here to get off the field. Inside. 3-0. So Mr. Van Rensen will be taking all the way here. Outside, and that's a walk. So now we're going to have runners at first and second with still 2 outs. So none of these long innings, Matthew. We had one last time, too. We were just whipping right along. It was going so smoothly.
Seems like we got timeout.
Yes, we do.
Could
So
use this to
yeah, well, we recognize a
take
few
a
more of
look
our
at.
sponsors here, Matthew.
So we have Certain Turks. Certain Turks.
Certain
Sultan Turks Youth Basketball.
Who's the certain Turks?
They're out there somewhere.
They're out
But
there.
they're the ones who got us.
Are you
help
certain
us
it-
get the new
The new
scoreboard? Yeah.
And you're certain it's the Turks that did that, right?
You're Certain Turks.
I'm giving you a hard time. Keep going there. We got time for another couple more.
We also have the Sultan High School Booster Club. They also donated to that scoreboard project. They're always here to help us during our clubs, sports, anything when the school calls upon them.
Yep, and they run the concession stands at the
Yeah,
events.
thanks,
yeah.
guys. Of course, one of our biggest sponsors, Windmill Espresso. They sponsor the player of the game.
Yes, they do.
For soccer, they have the initial kickoff.
Oh, the Windmill Espresso kickoff, huh? And we're back to action here. Windmill Espresso, I think Dave Moon's been there a time or two. I see his car there frequently. He and his lovely
Only
wife.
a time or two.
Fouled back over the screen. Haven't had too many foul balls out of play today. I know the last game we had just tons of them, but today not too many. I'd say that's probably only the third or fourth one that we've had over the screen. Oh. And Perigo's going to make a play. Nope. Oh. That almost
landed on our roof.
it landed on, almost bounced.
Almost bounced
almost
in here.
bounced into the booth
And
there.
that could have been our baseball.
Yeah, darn, we could have had a souvenir. Yeah.
Baseball's raining upon my house. Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria. Dogs and cats living together. Oh, Bill Murray and Ghostbusters, right? Classic.
National treasure, that man.
Classic. He's an ugly spud, isn't he? I think he can hear you, Ray.
Tried to think of something that can never hurt us.
Yes, exactly. Mr. Stay Puffed. All right, we get out of the halfway through the fifth. Turks trailing 10-2.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a tuo cibo d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo,
Rico's Pizza, where memories are made.
All right, we're back after our sponsor. That was Vic's Burger Shack, wasn't it there, Matthew, on that one?
Yeah.
They look good. It's
Especially now.
making me hungry. It's making me hungry. Between Mickey over here ordering pizza and Vic's Burger Shack on the thing, I'm like getting hungry.
Number 22, Elias Lopez.
All right, Elias Lopez leading things off here for the Turks in the bottom half of the fifth inning. And, you know, Matthew, I guess what I'd say here is we got to get a couple of runs because we're getting within an 8-point differential, and obviously 10 is that magic number that would cease this game from going a full 7 innings. So Turks are kind of got their backs against the wall and need to get a few runs on the board here in this half of the bottom of the 5th.
Might have sprained something on that hit. He does not look good.
Yeah, he doesn't. It looks like he may have taken a little
He's been
stinger
doing
there.
quite a bit this game, though.
Yeah, he has had a good game.
Some good defense, some good offense.
Yeah, just the vibration from hitting it wrong. They're kind of out there working it out a little bit, and I think he's going to be okay. He's going to stay in the game. Eric Turner steps in with Lopez at first. And we do have a new pitcher out there for the Wildcats. It's number 5, Brandon King, replacing number 6, Jack Johnson. So Mr. Johnson is done for the day. Did a nice job holding the Turks to 2 runs. And outside ball. Low. Strike. Chopped foul down the third base line. So we're approaching 2 hours, or hour and 45 minutes here on this game. In about 5:45. And hit deep, but high, I should say, but not too deep. And the left fielder comes in and makes the play for out number 1. So Lopez still stays safely at first.
Now up, number 9, Riley Strauss.
Riley Strauss, number 9, stepping in for the Turks. Oh, Lopez goes, and he's going to make it safely. He's going to be safe at second. So nice steal by Lopez. He had a good jump, and by the time the pitcher reacted, he was well on his way down to second base and slides in. Now he's still rubbing that shoulder, Matthew. You see him out there? He's still kind of trying to work out the kinks in that shoulder. Luckily, that's his non-throwing shoulder. That's his left side. He is a right-hander. Strauss hauls it back to the screen. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th. Turks trailing 10-2. Outside pass ball. Runner's going to go to third. So Lopez now moves from first to second, second to third. And a great opportunity here for Mr. Strauss to get an RBI. Chopped, fouled on third baseline. Big curve, high and outside. You know, Matthew, that's the one thing about the track meets. Other than the starter pistol, you can't really tell whether the track meet's still going on or not because it's like quiet. It's not like here where you think something happens, you hear people cheering and.
Yeah, I see javelin still happening.
I see people. Yeah, people standing around watching. So something still must be going on. Foul down the first baseline. Strauss up there battling hard. 2-2. High. Full count on number 9, Mr. Strauss. His teammate at third base, Elias Lopez. And he lifts it straight away center. That's going to score a run. He's going to tag and come in standing up. And the Turks get another one on the board. Trail now 10-3. And our pitcher number 11, Colby Keeler, is going to step in next. Keeler fouled straight up over the screen. Back behind us here. Outside. 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 5th for the Turks. Bases empty. The Turks have scored 1 and brought it within a 7-run game now, 10-3. Fouled. Keeler up there battling hard. 1-2 still. 2 outs for the Turks. Oh, that's a good looking pitch. All right, but we score 1. It's now 10-3 Archbishop as we head to the 6th inning here in Sultan.
Gonna take this opportunity to continue mentioning our sponsors.
Go for it.
So we also have Cascade Athletics, your one-stop source of all WIAA athletic stores and statistics. Be sure to stop by their website and browse their game picture catalog. It's updated daily with all the games happening across the state.
It's where I go to prepare for these broadcasts. I go right there. They got everything you need. Continue.
We also have Sultan Chiropractic. Dr. Koppel has been serving the Valley for many years. Sponsoring TurkPride.tv is just one of the many community programs he's gotten behind. Everyone should be pain-free. Dr. Koppel is accepting new patients.
There you go.
And Thunderstruck going on in the background.
Thunderstruck by ACD. Oh, it's costing us 7 cents. Is that the deal?
Not Thunderstruck. It isn't.
Oh,
it isn't that.
Oh, okay.
It definitely isn't Thunderstruck.
No, it isn't. It isn't going on in the background.
We also have Bigfoot Brew, which is a new espresso shop and
out in Goldbar, in my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Yes,
they have
it
a
is.
$2 happy hour early in the morning. You can see Brandy Varnell for some photography. She did some of our Tech Club pictures.
Yes, she does. Miss Varnell does photography as well as overseeing the sports medicine program here at Sultan High School.
We also have Les Schwab Tire Center from Monroe. They've been with us for quite a while.
Yeah, they have. They've been a long-time sponsor here on TurkPride.tv, and it's time to, I think April 1st, coming up here first of the week, you got to get your snow tires off. So if you still have studded snow tires on, you have to get those removed, and Les Schwab Tire Center in Monroe can certainly help you out with that.
As seen in the commercials, we also have Vic's Burgers.
Yes, they're getting me hungry.
Most definitely. Maybe next inning, take a visit at the Booster Club.
Between Mickey Miller over here ordering pizza for tonight and Vic's Burger Shack, I'm hungry.
And lastly, we have Embroidery for the Soul here in Sultan. They do some of our bleacher seats here.
All right, very cool. Well, we'd thank all of our fine sponsors here on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. Strike. And leading things off here in the top half of the 6th inning for the Wildcats, number 30. I don't think we haven't. We don't have one for. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong roster here. Josiah Santiago. I was looking at the Turks roster. It's like the Turks don't have a number 30.
Ghost player.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Some of those JV players they moved up, they weren't up on the roster, right?
I mean, if werewolves are allowed to play sports, I don't see why ghosts can't.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a very good point. Oh, yeah, could be. We do have to thank our coaches today, though. The rosters are legible, which isn't always the case, right, Mickey?
And as a fellow unlegible writer, I congratulate them.
Yes, thank you for printing. Your printing skills are very nice. We appreciate that. Popped up, and River King makes a play unassisted at second base for out number 1. Doesn't make the names any easier to pronounce, but at least you can read them, right? Okay.
Chuck that orange baseball bat away. And it was caught by River King.
That's right.
Who had
the orange shoes last year. It's got to be the shoes. I know,
it's a conspiracy.
I'm a little disappointed that River doesn't have the bright orange, fluorescent orange
I imagine
shoes this year.
The further the season goes along, the less fluorescent they get.
Yeah, exactly. You always knew where River was at, though. You just had to look up there, look for the shoes. Keeler throws high. Oh, we got a baseball way down there on the third base line. Without in foul territory, so they'll get that off the field. And Keeler makes a toss over to first base. And runner gets back safely. So just one out here in the top of the 6th. 1 ball, no strikes to the batter. High, ball 2. So we haven't heard much lately from executive producer Diamond Dave Moon. He's over there at the track meet. I'm not sure if it's still going on. Doesn't look like, I don't see a lot of spectators standing there anymore. Hit sharply and past the shortstop into center field. Runner's going to make a turn at second, go to third, and he's going to get there standing up. So we've got runners at first and third. I'm sorry, Matthew, what were you saying?
Yeah, the javelin guys are still out there.
Are they still out there? Okay. It's very hard to see here from our vantage point.
Yeah, I had to nigh crawl out.
There you go. Well, we have our side windows here, but it's a little chilly. We don't want to be opening up any more windows. As the evening approaches, the temperature has definitely dropped. You can feel it's cooler than when we started, which it wasn't very warm when we started this afternoon. And it's still saying 52, but
doesn't that feel like that?
Yeah, it doesn't feel. It feels like it's gotten chillier, but it was 52 at the start of the game. It still says 52 degrees. So
zippers are all the way up.
I think we just need to get some blankets. We can leave them here in the corner, so they're always available if we need them. We'll put those on our ever-growing wish list for Dave Moon. I heard the starter pistol go off. So they still got something going on over there. Two and one out. Top of the sixth. Turks trailing 10-3. Chop foul back to the screen. Got a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for the Wildcats. I have a feeling we'll see a new pitcher here in the next inning. Down there throwing, getting loose.
Footloose?
Footloose. Cut loose, footloose. There you go. Yeah, a day like today, it's kind of hard to get your arm warmed up because it is chilly out there. And we've got some action down the bullpen for the Turks as well. So we might see new pitchers from both squads here as we continue. Oh, hit him on the head. That's why we wear helmets out there.
Most definitely.
That's the exact reason that you wear a batter's helmet. Just for that. And we got timeout, and we are going to have a pitching change here. So Coach Leverett goes out, motions for the right-hander, and let's see who trots out for the Turks. Trying to get a number here on the young man. Is it number 8? Number 8, Cody Deason. I think it's going to be number 8, Cody Deason, coming in. No, 18. I'm sorry, is it 18?
Is that Hamilton?
It's 18. I'm sorry, 18, Jake Rolfe. Jake Rolfe, number 18, is coming in. This is the first time that I've seen Mr. Rolfe pitched. Have you had a chance to see him yet?
I don't think I have.
Yeah. So Jake Rolfe, number 18, is coming in for the Turks. Going to get loose here. And all right. So we're going to have a pitching change. Going to give him an opportunity to get loose. And Mr. Rolfe's going to finish up his few warm-up tosses here, and we'll get back to action in just a moment.
Van Halen tells him to roll with the punches.
That's
and then
right.
he tells him to jump.
Gotta roll with the punches.
Contradiction.
He's seen the toughest around. That's right. He's got to be tough here. Mr. Rolfe's got to be tough coming in here in a tough situation. All right. Home plate umpire says rock and roll. All right. I thought that's what we were doing with Van Halen. We were rocking and rolling there, weren't we? But I guess we're back to action is what he means by that.
Rock and roll might have been a little earlier than that.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so Mr. Rolfe comes in. First pitch is a ball. And he definitely has got a different motion. Throws sidearm and popped foul, high and foul. But that was almost where our trombonists were standing for the Star Spangled Banner there a bit ago. So about 10 feet away. Luckily, they're long since gone. And hits it straight away, center field, and catches it. Runner tags, and he's going to score. That's going to make it 11-3, 8-run differential there. But we do get the out. So 2 down now. Runners at first and third for the Wildcats, leading the hometown Turks 11-3. Number 6, Johnson, who was the starting pitcher for the Wildcats this evening. Or this afternoon, I should say. It's evening now, but it was afternoon when the game started. Inside, ball 1.
This game is shaping up to be a fairly long one.
Yeah, we're getting just past the 2-hour mark now.
That's usually the average, but we still have an inning to go.
Yeah, we potentially have an inning and a half here to go. So, and we don't know, whether darkness might start to play a factor here as we get a little longer into this. If it does go the full 7. And slapped into left field. That's going to score 1. That's going to take it to 12-3. And we got runners at first and second now with 2 outs. So that 10-run differential is starting to rear its head here with a 9-run difference in the score, 12-3. Ball 1. And hit high down the line, first base. That's got a foul ball. Ooh, that we got a break there. That would have possibly scored 2 because it was just tailing off very rapidly and hooking down that first base line, and it's definitely going to fall in for a hit should it had stayed fair. All right, we're having a little convo here at we got the home plate umpire out there as well too. Did I miss something, Matthew? I'm not sure. Oh, he did. Okay, I did not see that. All right. All right. Looks like everybody's okay, and we are going to continue. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Batter for the Wildcats is number 5, Brandon King. And Rolfe is hanging in there, hanging tough. Outside, ball 2. Just got to get 1 more out. Matthew, got to keep that less than 10. So, and they're off at the track meet behind us here. Got to keep it at 9. We're at 9 right now, which will give it now. It's pass ball. Would know that we would go at least to 7 then, but if it does get to a 10-run differential, the Turks' last opportunity would be in the bottom of the 6th. So, but we'll see. And hit high, but very playable. Left fielder's charging. It drops. All right, there's one more scores. There's your 10. That's 13-3 now. So we are at a 10-run differential. So potentially the Turks looking at their last ups here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Hit to the third baseman, picks it up, back, and makes the catch. But we've got a 10-run differential, so the Turks have got to score to keep this thing moving along as we head to the bottom half of the 6th. Turks trailing 13-3.
Let's say you're driving along in Washington on Highway 2, and you find yourself in Sultan. Better yet, you live here. It's the home of the Turks, by the way. And you realize you haven't had a hot cup of coffee today. That's okay. Just drive east and look for the giant windmill located on the east end of Sultan. Even voted the best coffee in Sky Valley. It's a simple formula. Windmill plus hot coffee equals a happy you. Windmill Espresso, proud sponsor of the Sultan Turks.
It is indeed the final countdown.
It is the final countdown. All right, so the Turks trailing by 11. We apologize. We had a 1-run error in the scorer, but that's been corrected. It is actually 14-3, and the Turks head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Their last opportunity. Got to get this with under 10. So they need to score 2, and the first one bobbled. There's their first base runner right there. So we've got to score at least 2, Matthew, to continue this game. If we get less than 2, then the game will be over here at the conclusion of the 6th inning. But we're going to see what we can come up here with to keep this and extend it to the 7th inning. Timmy Lewis, our starting pitcher today, did a nice job before being replaced.
Pierce Track is starting to finish out. They're putting away some of the equipment.
Putting away the equipment. I think they're just about done. Oh, that's a balk. They're going to go ahead and move the runner over. And a pass ball. Runner's going to go down to third now. So the Turks have the first of the 2 runs that they need to score this inning now sitting at third base with no outs. And Lewis is going to make his way down to first base. So all just like that, we've got runners at first and third, no outs for the Turks in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Number 1, Caleb Webb.
Number 1, Webb steps in. One ball, no strikes, no outs. Swing and a miss. 1-1. So I'm wondering, do you, Matthew, do you think we're going to see executive producer Diamond Dave Moon come over and join us after the conclusion of the?
If they wrap up.
Yeah, he might come over and say hi. You know, the big guy. We might get a chance to get him here on the broadcast and have him tell us
Maybe
how things
even
went with the.
See if we can get him on the player of the game.
Yeah. Speaking of that, you got thinking who you're going to vote for?
Paragro's at the top of my thoughts. So
yeah, I'm thinking
in
right
the
now.
early game, he did some good offense and good defense.
Scored a couple of runs, played good defense. Yep, I think that at this point, unless something dramatically changes, that's where my vote's going to go as well. See Webb up there battling hard. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Oh my gosh! Look at that! Jeez.
I don't believe him.
Oh yeah, you're just toying with us now, Dave. That's cruel. That's just cruel. Says he might bring us some pizza. That's cruel. All right. We got the bases loaded, Matthew. We got the
Maybe
bases.
we can pull this off.
We got the bases loaded, and the man right now who's our leading candidate for TurkPride.tv Player of the Game, Alex Perigo, steps in the plate. He drives in a couple of runs here. He definitely solidified that choice for tonight.
Alex Perigo.
Ooh. He definitely
Right off
wanted a
the
piece.
bat.
Yeah, he wanted a piece of that one. He jumped right on that first pitch. So the Turks definitely in a position to extend this game to a 7th inning here with the bases loaded, no outs. Trying to get that differential down below 10. Strike quickly down 0-2. Oh, strike 3. Got him looking. Big curveball fooled Perigo there and struck out looking. And the Riverman, the Rivermaster, steps in. Number 6, River King. Swing and a miss. So 1 out for the Turks. This is their chance right here to extend this game, take it to a 7th inning. They need 2 to get it down below 10. Ball outside and low. Outside. 2-1. High. 3-1. All right, so King's going to get a good pitch to hit right here because they don't want to walk in a run, so they're going to throw a strike to him right here. Oh, that's high. They did walk a run in. All right, so just like that. Now we got 10. We got to get one more, Matthew, to extend this to a 7th inning.
Now batting number 22, Elias Lopez.
Lopez, who's had a really solid game tonight as well. I think he's in the discussion for TurkPride.tv Player of the Game. But
If
so
he hasn't already won.
yeah, that's the thing. We like to
Got diversify.
spread it around a little bit. All the players out there all working really hard and trying really hard. And sometimes it just comes down to those breaks that you get, the right pitch at the right time and the right opportunities. And that one's going to be out of play. Oh, 1. Lopez is looking just to get something, punch something through the infield, find a gap. Ooh, a big swing. He's down quickly, 0-2. So he'd like to punch something in the outfield, score at least 1, if not 2. A long single would score 2 here. But just need 1. Ball. And it's going to go over the first baseman. Oh, double play. And that will do it. All right, so we don't get a chance to go to the 7th because we end up in that 10-run rule, Matthew. And unfortunately, bases loaded, grounded into a double play to end the game. That's
It was a hard game.
Yeah, that was disheartening.
We had a good start.
We did, and that was just disheartening to have it end that way because I thought for sure we were going to get to go to the 7th inning, but it was not to be. So, yeah.
Alex Perigo, would you please come out to the press box?
What a good job to all our boys out there.
Yes, they did a great job tonight. Thanks to Mickey Miller, our PA announcer extraordinaire, and we're going to have Alex Perigo come up and join us here in the booth as our TurkPride.tv Player of the Game. So we'll attempt to get Mr. Perigo up here just as quickly as possible, and we'll have a chat with him. But today just was not to be, and we knew it was going to be a tough game against a very good squad from Archbishop Murphy. They obviously historically have great athletes that play at that school, and this year is no exception. So they really worked hard and got a well-deserved victory here today. All right, there we go. We got the certificate for Mr. Perigo, and we'll wait for him to come up and join us up here on TurkPride.tv. He is on his way. And here he comes in, Mr. Perigo. Why don't you put on the headset there, sir? And we'll talk with you here for a moment, and then we'll let you get back. So Alex Perigo, catcher for the Turks, is our TurkPride.tv Player of the Game. So, Alex, it's good early on. You guys looked good early on. I thought Tim looked really good early on in the game. You played some great defense, scored a couple of runs. How did you see the game as it kind of went along?
Pretty much it was just one inning. They scored 6 or 7 runs, and then from there the body language kind of dropped. But we're working on it. That's been a thing for us, but we've definitely gotten better at that in the past years. So.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it was really close, and then that one inning that just went on forever. It seemed like you just couldn't get out of that inning, and it really, really took the wind out of your sails. I saw it, like you said, the energy of the team really dropped at that point. So, but it's a good squad. I mean, Archbishop Murphy, take nothing away from them. They're a good squad. So, but other than that, how you feeling? Health-wise, you feeling okay out there?
Yeah.
So I know being a catcher can take a toll on you. So, but anyway. Well, Alex, again, congratulations. Our TurkPride.tv Player of the Game, Mr. Alex Perigo. Take care. All right.